everyone, and welcome to episode 44 of Around the Kingdom, a Disney Magic Kingdoms podcast by a guy who likes helping make the fish tank a little bit dirtier. Coming to you from the inside of a plastic bag, I'm your host, Steve Squirrel, and returning to the show after her vacation to Disney World, it's AGeekyChick.
Hey, everyone.
So thank you to each and every one of you for joining us this week as we explore the wonderful world of Disney Magic Kingdoms. Before we get started, I want to give a big thank you to our Patreons, Carrie Schumann, Kathy Clausen, Honeybee, Kira, Tom Higgins, Patricia Baisden, and Brianne Duke. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's a site where you can pledge a few bucks each month to help support the show. So if you're able to and want to help support the show, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/AroundTheKingdom. For August, we set a goal of 2 new Patreons, and yet we still don't have any. So please, if we reach that goal, we will produce a bonus show. We're halfway through the month. We still don't have any new for this month. So please, if you can, come and join the ATK Patreon team. There are other ways you can be involved with the show also. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We also have a very active Facebook group, and it's a great way to stay in touch with me and the community of the show. We also have a Discord channel where you can chat with me and other members of the community, so come and join us. The links to everything will be in the show notes and can be found on the show's main Facebook page. Well, the kingdom is always changing, so for reference, this show is being recorded Wednesday, August 21st at around 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Okay, so normally this is the part where we talk about our week in the kingdom, but I want to take a quick pause to actually talk about your week in the kingdom. AGeekyChick, just give us a little bit, tell us a little bit about your time at Disney World. We'd love to hear just some of the highlights, what you thought. Was this your first time there?
It was my first time to Disney World. Yeah, when I was younger, I'd been to Disneyland, but never Disney World. We were there in the park 5 days. We did all the parks. We did Disney Springs, their shopping area. It was crazy. My feet hurt so bad. I was completely exhausted. It was not a vacation at all, but I had a lot of fun. My favorite part, surprisingly, was Animal Kingdom. I did not expect that. I loved the Flight of Passage. It blew my mind. I'd never done anything like that. And then I loved the Magic Kingdom, the night show on the castle. That was pretty amazing. It was fun.
And that changes throughout the year. Actually, one of our listeners, he had wrote me an email. We were going back and forth on email. He lives right by Disney, and one of the things I was telling was that I always wanted to go down there for Halloween because it just looks so fun. And during Halloween, their theme is villains, so they have a whole villain show, and that's going to be awesome. So I think next year that's the plan.
Yeah, I went with my mom. She's in the chat, Ellen. And she's already telling us, she was like, I want to go back for a Christmas. And we're like, well, maybe next year. We'll do maybe Christmas there.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed Animal Kingdom. The flight was amazing. I love Animal Kingdom. The safari is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The shows are really good. Everest is a fun ride. It's just a really great place. It's a very low key, much more low key than the other parks. So, But yeah, awesome. All right. Well, I'm glad you had a great time. I mean, it's Disney, so how could you not?
Yeah.
And maybe I'll bump into you next time because it's a small world after all.
Yeah.
Okay. Starting out with the dad jokes. All right, let's talk about the week in the virtual kingdom.
It went over my head.
Oh, you just got it. All right.
Yeah.
You're like, what are you talking about? Okay. So anyway, let's hear about your week in the actual kingdom, or the other actual kingdom.
Well, Wednesday, so we'll do Wednesday to today. The last Wednesday, I was still so my schedule was pretty much just logging in the morning and then in the afternoon to save battery. So I only did a little bit. I was just really just logging in and doing event-related tasks. And then my son started school this week, so coming straight back, it was just still a busy week and just logging in, trying to keep up with the event. and participate in the mini events just to kind of get, with no intentions of placing high, just to get, some currency and things to help out.
Yeah. All right, so I guess we'll talk about that in the whole event area.
Yeah.
So we'll just kind of move on with that. Anything else?
No, it was all. Well, I've been sending people out, still trying to work on the Toy Story characters. So I've been sending them out kind of along. I think it's Ducky. No, which one? Bunny.
Bunny.
Bunny's the second one, right?
Yeah.
So I've been still sending out for his tokens.
Yeah, he's a safe bet. Actually, Bunny and Ducky and Forky are all safe bets to level throughout this whole event.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been working pretty hard on them just because they're safe. So I just kind of keep sending them out to level. But anyway, yeah, my week in the kingdom was really good. My main storyline, once again, I had mentioned last week, I am ready to welcome Louis, but I don't want to. I'm not in a rush with everything going on, and I'm just kind of taking a pause on that. For the building upgrades, I did enchant the seas with Nemo and friends. I was very, very busy this week as well. I had a lot going on. So I wanted to make sure that I had the advantage of being able to collect the tokens for Crush, and also have shorter times for the activities for the Finding Nemo characters to collect the tokens. So I did buy the available bundle, which we will talk about a little later in the show. Additionally, there's another bundle that came out today to enchant or actually not today, but it was available to me today for Crush's coaster. And so we'll talk about that. I did not buy that one yet, though. But so anyway, that's what I did for building upgrades. And then leveling, like I said, the Toy Story 4 characters are safe bets. So Bucky, I keep saying Bucky and Dunny, but that's what I'll call for now. Bucky and Dunny, I leveled them a lot. And the hyenas and Scrooge McDuck. Those are the ones I've really been focusing on for the event. So yeah, it was good. Been busy though, so it's good. So now we have a new part of Week in the Kingdom, which I'd like to. It's like a new mini segment inside of a segment. All right, so this is like inception of segments. Okay, this one's called "Oops, I Did It Again." So previously on Oops, I Did It Again, we talked about me sending out a character for 24 hours right before an event began, preventing me from welcoming and leveling up the beginning characters. I had to wind up gemming it so that I didn't fall too far behind in the event. So we talked about that, so I made sure I had nobody out and leveling at the beginning of this event. We were good. Everyone was saying, what a good job you did, Steve. And then, well, oops, I did it again. I sent out Aladdin for 24 hours right before I got the last token to welcome Squirt. So I spent all those days collecting tokens. And then, right as I'm about to get that last token, I sent Aladdin out. It was not an accident. I was looking, I was like, oh, who do I have to send out? Let's send someone out for 24 hours. Yeah. So you know what? I did the math. Allison, who is one of the other best admin, co-admin of the group, walked me through all of the tasks that were going to be needed for the rest of this chapter. And I was able to kind of be like, all right, I don't need to gem and waste a lot of gems to welcome Aladdin right away. So I got away with it this time, but let's not do it again. Okay, and then finally, my lifetime visitors board, 74,334. Woo! Broke into the top 75,000.
Yay!
So I'm very proud of that. That was a big goal. Next stop, top 50,000. It's going to take a while, but go big. So, all right, cool. So that is my week in the kingdom. I had a nice week. It was really good. I had a lot of fun with the event. Obviously, I'm not talking about the event because we'll talk about that in a few. But anyway, let's move on into the newcomer tip of the week. All right, AGeekyChick, what do you got for us?
Okay, so for this one, I was going to say that I would say newcomers to make sure to participate in the new feature, the thrill. I know a lot of people in the groups and stuff have been talking about skipping it. And so I could see somebody seeing that and thinking, oh, okay, it's not important. But I would say that it would be because of different changes to make sure that you can get, well, the wishes, those are very helpful. And then the extra magic. I think it's beneficial mostly for new players.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's my tip. Just, don't fall into don't follow vet players,
Yeah,
push it to a side and then you could have actually benefited from it.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Make sure you listen to that. Good advice from a AGeekyChick. Cool. All right. Let's just keep the show moving. Let's get into the show news. All right. Well, our contest to design a stained glass is over. We had, as we mentioned, a contest where we put up a blank stained glass picture. Like a blank canvas. We'll just call it. And you could do anything you want. You could color. You could use your computer. You could do whatever you want to make a stained glass of a something that you want to see in the game of a movie. So, congratulations to M.V. McClure of the Clan McClure for winning with an overwhelming 33 likes. You could tell how much work she put into her Pocahontas stained glass background. It's beautiful, so make sure you can still check it out. It's up in our group. MV won a $10 Microsoft gift card as she plays on the Windows platform. So congratulations. It's really awesome that we can do these giveaways. Thank you to our Patreons for allowing us to make this happen. So thanks to each and every one of you.
Congrats.
All right. Hold on. I am getting a thing saying that we're having technical difficulty. Reconnection successful. Did I drop there for a minute? All right. Well, we're back. Sorry about the technical delay there. Let's get back to the show.
Okay.
All right. So let's get into the game news. So we got a gift from Gameloft that this week. When you got the gift, it read, our developers have resurfaced with some news. Special request wishes are fixed. Reach thrill level 2 to get some and earn rewards like these. And they gave out 5 gems, 50 elixir, 2 rare blueprints, and a resource chest. All just gifts to say, hey, we got the special request wishes fixed and they're ready to go. So that was a nice little thing from them. And it's great. I've been getting my special request wishes. I've had my thrill level at 2 pretty much since, the day the event began. And because I want those wishes, they're just, like you said, they're just adding resources for things that are hard to get. So if you can just, maximize that every day, why not? What I was talking about with someone earlier is about getting to thrill level 3. Because you have to have a lot of stuff enchanted. I think it's a total of 22 buildings enchanted to get to level 3. And I'm not quite sure, what I'd love to do when people can actually get 22 buildings enchanted is determine if the magic output that you're getting from having your park rearranged that way is greater than the magic output that you'd have just with your thrill level at 2 and maximizing space. Make sense? Does that make sense? So I wonder where that balance is. It's going to be interesting to get some math and some numbers when people really can start getting, 22 attractions enchanted and we can really start doing that. I'm sure Daniel Guizar will probably be the spearheading this, so we'll follow him in his journey. But that's some number crunching, some mathematics, if you will, that I'd love to have done. So all for you math nerds out there, let's get rolling on that. Okay. So anyway, that's a nice gift. I'm doing all the talking. AGeekyChick, you're gonna start talking really soon. You ready?
I'm ready.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
Finding Nemo update. Let's talk about bundles. Okay, there's a lot of bundles going on right now. So we talked last week. The Bruce bundle, $3.99, includes tokens to level 2, which are 5 coral reef, 2 ears, 2 balloons, or you could buy him for 200 gems separately. Did you buy Bruce?
I did. I did. I didn't buy him until I got back, so I just whatever. But he's still he's not like super helpful straight out the beginning though. I don't know, but I have him and I got him leveled up. It only leveled him up to 2, right?
Yeah, I got him to 2.
Yeah.
He was able
But
to
I do
start.
have him.
He was able to collect for Nemo at 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why getting him right away was the advantage. But he's still a very very helpful collector.
Yeah.
I
have
I
him.
was out at a theme park also the day that this released, and I was sneaking into the bathroom at one drop to try to make things happen. Well, that sounded really bad, but so I just clicked the button. I said bye, because
Yeah.
I knew he was going to be a helper. So, but all right, Moana Legendary Chests, $9.99 for a 6-pack. I believe you completed the Moana event, right? You don't
Yeah.
need anything out of those chests.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Then there was the Parade Bundle. The Parade Bundle was $1.99 and included 2 magical chests and 20 gems, or you could just buy the Parade Float by itself for 50 gems. What did you do with that?
I couldn't find the parade bundle, and so I just bought the parade for 50 gems. But all you got was a magical chest. Well, the 20 gems would have been nice, but I couldn't find it. I was in a rush, and it was one of those times I was just trying to get in and out, so I just spent the 50 gems on the parade.
Well, the interesting thing about the Parade Bundle and this event was that it didn't come out day 1.
Yeah.
It came out day 2.
Yeah.
Which was very interesting. So, yeah, I bought the I did buy the bundle. So yeah, I spent the $1.99 on that because why not, right? At least for stuff like that. All right. So we had the regular currency bundle last week. Now we have the bigger currency bundle. The bigger currency bundle is $4.99, includes 100 gems and 5,000 EC. Did you take advantage of either of the currency bundles?
No, I didn't do the first one. The bigger currency one is still around, and I think I need to do that because I need 10,000 to build the coaster, and I don't have 10,000. So that 5,000 would help me a lot because there's only like a day and some change until the next step. So
there are around 36 hours of quests.
Yeah, I know.
Including building the coaster, which is I think 6 or 8 hours.
I know there's a 12-hour at the end.
There's a 12-hour at the end, which I'm actually gonna sneak on and do. Yeah, so if you're going to do anything at this point, you really need to pull it.
Well, I'm about a day behind. I was a day behind last time, or a little bit. I was about a day behind, so I gotta make some. I haven't caught up. I don't know. That I would have been okay, but then I needed the 10,000, and then I was like, oh boy.
Yeah. Well, fear not, because the even bigger currency bundle is due out in just a couple of days. And then if you haven't had that, then the even bigger than bigger currency bundle will be out eventually too.
I'm gonna get all my money this event.
Yeah. Okay. Then, so as we talked about, then there was the enchantment bundle. So the first enchantment bundle that came out was $3.99, and it included everything to enchant the Seas with Nemo and Friends attraction to level 1, which included 20 common blueprints, 5 Finding Nemo relics, 10 core reefs, and 2 radiant chests, and 20 gems. And that would allow you to get the Seas with Nemo and Friends attraction to level 1, which then allowed it to drop Squirt's shell tokens. And it also allowed you to send characters to it at faster times. than it would normally. So you're cutting a couple of hours off of your quest to there. So did you buy the enchantment bundle?
I did. I did buy that. I did. I was spending so much money this and I don't know. I knew that was going to happen. So yeah, I bought that, and that helped a lot because it did drop squirt shell tokens pretty much every time. So that was good.
Yeah. No, I agree. I got that one too. I definitely felt the pressure of needing to get that quickly and kind of to help things move along because you need things to kind of happen quicker. And there's no premium attraction in this event, so I kind of just took it as okay. This will be my premium attraction splurge.
Yeah.
So between the three things I bought, it was $10. So that's kind of where I like to be for an event. I kind of don't like to breach that. Anyway, that's where I'm at. So then the next thing that I just got after Crush's coaster, which you'll be offered too, is the kind of a similar thing. And I don't have it in my notes, so let me just pull it up in front of me here, which is basically just another enchantment bundle. Says you've built Crush's coaster, so you can get basically just the same thing: 20 common blueprints, 5 Finding Nemo relics, 10 coral reef tokens, and 20 gems. It's the same exact thing. They're just offering it to you again. It's the same price at $3.99. I did not bite this time. I didn't bite. I feel like I'm in a good place in the event right now. I'm thinking, and I have 2 of the 5 Finding Nemo relics. I'm hoping that I can squeeze them out of chests for hopefully I'll get a couple of chests here, a couple of chests there, and get 3 more relics.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna save this $4 and see what I can press my luck with that. But you're not up to that yet. You're close.
Yeah, but I probably won't either because I feel like I'm gonna have to buy this currency and maybe the next currency. So or just spend. I've been spending gems on. I don't know. Everything has been less gems. At least it's felt like that to skip things. So I've been like skipping character levels and things for gems, and it hasn't been like sometimes it'll be like it's 500 gems to speed this up, but it's been like 10, 12, 15, things like that. So I've been doing that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that getting you get the shell path. So I believe getting it to 1 allows you to start collecting for Dory. I'm pretty sure that's one of her tokens.
Which with the coaster?
Yeah, if you enchant that to 1, and then if you enchant it to 2, it's a dangerous balloon, which is Bruce tokens. So it does give you an advantage for collecting for Dory. But I don't know. I think Dory will be just fine without the enchantment. I think I'll be able to collect very fine.
I have 2 Nemo relics too, so I'm in the same situation as you.
Yeah. So we'll see. And yeah, talking about radiant chests, you can buy 1 a day for 30 gems, which is interesting that they do limit it to 1 a day. And besides the tokens for characters, in this go around, we now have Finding Nemo relics available. Remember, last week we talked about how the Finding Nemo relics were not intended to be in the chests, and they accidentally were. So there was a little bit behind that. But now Finding Nemo relics are definitely in the chests, and the epic the special chance reward for this in there is the Dory wishable stand. So that is, I think it's pretty much guaranteed. I think it's the special chance is going to be epic, always, but it's a 10% chance if you buy one. So that being said, it's cool. Dory wishables. These wishables are actually pretty cute. So congratulations to the people who've gotten them. Have you gambled on any chests? Have you spent gems on the chests and taken advantage of the 1 a day?
I did it once. I don't think I did it. I was gonna do it the second day, but that's when we got that gift from them or something, or I don't know. Somehow I had 2 radiant chests, and I think people on my video told me it was like a gift or something. I don't know, or like login reward maybe the daily. And so I got the Dory wishable stand.
You did?
Yeah, I did. I was so excited because my luck has been terrible for the wishable stands in the past. But I was telling people that I kind of like now, like how you mentioned, it's 10%, where before it was legendary and your chances would be like 1 or 2%, unless you were like one of the people who had all the tokens and everything. But so I was really excited. I think I might be the only wishable stand I have. I have to go check, but I think I was excited.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Congratulations. That's really cool. I haven't pressed my luck yet. We'll see. Maybe I will.
So did you get them it was the calendar reward, right?
Yes, it was a calendar reward.
Okay.
So that's how I have 2 of the relics. So hopefully we'll get some more. All right, so enough about bundles. Let's talk about the attractions real quick. Just as a recap. So we had the Seas with Nemo and Friends, and then Crush's Coaster. We already talked about that. Next chapter we'll get the Finding Nemo submarine voyage, which is going to be 14,000 EC. So the even bigger and big currency bundle will be coming to a AGeekyChick near you.
Yes.
All right. So the main questline overview. All right. So let's get into the main, the bread and butter, the main storyline of this event. So how did before we get into week 2 and what's going on? How did your week 1 go? What was your initial impression of the event when it first came out? Everything from storyline to ease of difficulty to just what are your impressions?
Well, I think considering me being gone and only logging in twice a day, like I felt like I was still able to keep up. I hadn't bought Crush. Which one is it? I know the shark. What's his name? Bruce. I hadn't bought Bruce yet. So the fact that I was still kind of maintaining, I had posted a couple of times on my community tab, and people were telling me kind of where I was at. I'm probably I was behind in currency the most by not logging in that often. So, but I felt like it must have been really good paced because I didn't fall super behind. And I like that it was not a lot of gems to skip through a few things. I think, like I said, if it's just a couple of gems, I would level them up with it or skip the waiting time just because I knew I wasn't going to log in for the whole day and so that I could make progress. But yeah, I didn't read the storyline. I said that in my video. I was like, hey guys, I didn't read the storyline. I was just playing to, move through it. So I have no idea what's happening. So I just know Nemo and Friends are here.
Yeah, I've been reading the storyline. I like to read it, but it's
no, is it that bad?
I wouldn't say it's that bad. It's just, it's not bad. That's definitely not the word I would use. It's just not what I was expecting. It's all Crush and Squirt. I just feel like there's not enough. I was expecting Nemo, and it's Finding Marlin, so Marlin's not really in it. But I was expecting more of the other characters. I feel like Crush and Squirt in the movies were they were pretty insignificant characters. They were there, but for very short periods of time, right? In the movie, so I feel like making them a showcase just wasn't what I expected. It's the right way to put it. It would have been more fun to see Mr. Ray or some of Nemo's friends, or I don't know, just other characters that had more significant roles. Because I feel like they were just small parts. So I don't know. It's all right. They're the Jelly Man and all that stuff. But anyway. So were you on time? Were you able to get into week 2 and you were at the point where you were ready to welcome start working on Squirt and get all that stuff done?
The day that I think Squirt came available, I needed to do just the 12-hour quest.
Okay.
So like I said, it's just a day behind. Not bad.
It's actually only a half a day behind.
Yeah.
That's for you math nerds out there. Yeah, cool. So let's get into week 2. So week 2 started on the 16th and ends tomorrow. Is tomorrow the day we get everything unlocked?
Oh no, I think we have one more day. Please, not tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we have one more day. Unlocks
Mhm.
Friday the 23rd at Rope Drop. Okay, so you welcome Squirt. Then once you welcome, now what did you think about welcoming him? What was your thoughts on the difficulty for leveling him?
It took a long time, especially needing the 35. It took me a long time.
Yeah,
That's what I'm behind. I mean, I guess I got to a point where I was like, I'm gonna use gems once I get it under a certain amount. But then that was the one time where like I needed like 5 more and they like all dropped or something. So I didn't have to. But I had got to that point where I was like, okay, this is taking too long.
yeah,
And I think it was just bad luck because I had told you earlier, my happiness is like literally 0. So like I get it up to like 10 or something, but yeah. So I think that other people probably had better luck. But I think I've seen other people kind of struggled with Squirt too. It just took a long time.
I agree. It just took a long time. The drops were pretty easy. They were uncommon,
Mm-hmm.
so they dropped pretty easy. I don't really even remember clicking on someone that had the ability. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
is his head rare? Is it ears rare? I don't know. Either way, I felt like getting the drops wasn't hard. It was just that there were so many,
Yeah.
which is why Bruce and Enchanting the Seas made it so much easier because
Mm-hmm.
you're cutting down 6-hour quests to 4-hour quests, and things like that, where it just makes it go so much quicker. Um, but yeah, I felt like it just took a long time, but I felt like it was not difficult.
Yeah.
So then, once you welcome him, Crush and Squirt go out for 4 hours, and then you can build Crush's Coaster, which is an 8-hour build. It does require Nemo to be level 4, and you need 10,000 EC. Once that's done, Crush and Squirt go out for 6 hours. Nemo then goes out for 2 hours. Um, Squirt then goes out for 4 hours. He needs to be level 3 at this point, which is pretty easy. Once you get past that level, getting his stuff is pretty quick. Then Crush goes out for 12 hours, which I just did. And then the Welcome Dory quest becomes available, which unlocks on the 23rd. So I am one day, basically, one day ahead with this because I'll get the quest tomorrow at around 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm one day ahead. Now some notable points here. By the end of the event, you need to have Crush at 6, Nemo at 6, Squirt at 4, and then Dory and Marlin at 3. So I kind of played a risky role here because you know that Dory is going to have conflicts with every other Finding Nemo character. So ideally, you want to have all your Finding Nemo characters done collecting tokens and ready to level before the 23rd at Rope Drop, because then you're going to have conflicts with Dory.
Mm-hmm.
I decided this afternoon to take the risk and level Nemo to 6 because I wanted one of these characters leveled to 6 ahead of time. So, his tokens are common. So I'm really just going to try to plow out and get as many as possible and hope that I can get enough before Dory unlocks. Otherwise, I played a gamble that I shouldn't have. I don't know. So that's what I did.
So Crush to 6 and Nemo to 6.
Mm-hmm. Squirt to 4. Those are the 3 that you need to worry about. Then Dory and Marlin need to be 3, but that will kind of be natural.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? So you've welcomed Squirt, and then you sent them out of the quest. So you're at the point where you need to build Crush's Coaster, right?
Yeah. So I think get the currency. Like I said, I think I'm gonna do that bundle maybe tomorrow. I'll see where I'm at currency, and I'll do that. And then I'm gonna be a day behind still, but that's okay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't feel like it's the end of the world. My levels, like I have Nemo at 4. I guess the required levels. Nemo's at Crush is at 4, and Squirt is at 1. But I know I'll probably have him ready to level up real soon because
Yeah.
it's not that much you need. So
Make
I
sure
still feel okay.
make sure you keep leveling slots open,
Hmm.
because you really want to be able, as soon as Squirt is available to level up, you want to make sure that he can level, because you want to be able to collect as much for him as quickly as possible, because
Hmm.
you can't do these quests unless you have him at the appropriate levels.
And that's level 2, and then level 3.
He has to be 2 to do the quest right after Crush's Coaster,
Hmm.
and then 3 um, for shortly afterwards. So
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay. We'll see though. You know, we'll see. I don't know, but there seem like there's a lot of bundles and different things that can help me make sure that I complete this event.
There definitely are. That's kind of the point.
Yep.
But yeah, okay. So what are your thoughts on chapter 2 so far, and the event now that you're kind of past that? Um,
On the go thing.
yeah, like what do you think so far now?
It's okay. I feel like some of the tasks are just long, so I haven't been able to rhythm. Normally it's like every hour, every 2 hour, like some people are on 4 or 6. I feel like the tasks are kind of longer, and then even the birds, that's 2 hours. I don't know. I just feel like I don't have like a good rhythm. I feel like the times are kind of long, but other than that, it's okay.
Yeah, the times are long, um, and there's a lot of things. So they're definitely trying to make sure that people are are active.
Yeah.
They're not really messing around. They don't want people just kind of logging in every now and then. I do think that if you're in Disney World like you were, that your happiness should not be able to drop, right? Because you're literally
Yeah.
in the happiest place on earth.
That would
So
have been nice.
so there should be like some GPS tracking on your phone that would make it so that that's not possible.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think the pacing is good. I think
Hmm.
it's a hard pace, um,
Yeah.
but I still think it's good. I'm enjoying the event. I feel like it's a little bit different than other events,
Yeah.
but I don't feel like it's trying to find the word. I don't feel like it's overly intensive. Like
Hmm.
there's not a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
In some events trying to level things and build things and do that. Like I feel like you're constantly kind of running around. Like you feel like there's a lot going on. And
Hmm.
in this event it just feels like you're just kind of leveling people and welcoming people. Leveling people and building an attraction. So it feels um, less eventful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's not any of those tasks that you feel like we're throwing in there to slow you down. I mean,
Right,
besides like the last 12-hour quest, but even that's terrible. I
right.
mean, because there's been some that you're like, oh my goodness.
They just made things kind of longer, but like
Hmm.
there's no battle bots. Like they
Yeah.
like to throw battle bots in the middle of the event
Hmm.
or something of that nature. Now I haven't really peeked at what's to come after Dory, but I don't know that's just how I feel. I feel like it's a fun event. I'm enjoying it and it's good, but it just doesn't feel very eventful. Um, Especially with what we're going to talk about next, which are the events of the week. So, anything else from you for the main storyline?
No, I saw the Seas with Nemo and Friends, the actual ride. and I posted a couple of pictures. That was fun, kind of immersive with the event in real life. So
Immersive. I like that. That's a good word. Very appropriate. Way to dive in there.
I got
All right.
that one.
Let's move into the event of the week, or the events of the week. Okay. Start off with Get Off My Beach. So Get Off My Beach started on August 15th and ended on the 17th of August, lasting 2 days. Island crabs spawn in groups of 10 every 4 hours for a total of 120 during this event. Leaderboards ranks 1 through 50 had 500 EC and 2 radiant chests. And then you had ranks 51 through 300 give you 450 EC and a radiant chest, and then just less EC and stuff all the way until rank 5,000, and then below that you just got EC. Were you able to tappity tap while you were away, or?
Yeah, I did. I didn't. I wasn't 1 through 50, so but I placed.
Okay, so you got 1 radiant chest.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Same with me. I didn't get top 50. I missed a couple of groups.
Mm-hmm.
They were so. The island crabs are so hard to find,
Mm-hmm.
and really what it came down to is I didn't feel like my time was worth the extra radiant chest, because you get those 8 or so crabs, and then there's the 2 that are hiding. And sometimes it would take me 10, 20 minutes
Yeah.
of just looking around and, taking my game and going all the way in, zooming all the way in as far as I can, and going around each building and each nook and each cranny. And it's just like, I just can't deal. So
it's too tedious.
Right. So I just felt like it's different when you have different rewards and different things. So I have a very angry cat. Sorry, this is the most technically messed up show right now. So let's see, what was I talking about? Okay, so yeah, so I just didn't feel like, when I was going to get 1 chest versus 2, I didn't feel like it was that much of a discrepancy for my time. A lot of times, though, when there's a drastic difference in what your rank 1 through 50 reward is going to be versus the other ones, that's when I kind of make that extra effort. But I feel like the discrepancy wasn't worth the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk now about Striking Gold. So before we go into this, so Striking Gold is what we call the trophy event. And one thing that I want to point out to everyone is that recently they have changed the attractions and characters that drop trophies. Specifically the attractions. There used to be a lot more attractions that dropped trophies. And they've consolidated that list pretty a lot. Like the Kraken, for example, used to drop trophies. And the Kraken is just a completely terrible attraction. That would be one that I'd stick out during trophy events just because it dropped trophies, and now it never, ever has to come out. That being said, here's a quick sum up. This was posted in our group, but here's a quick sum up of the characters and the attractions that drop the trophies now. And that is Goofy's Playhouse every 2 hours, Al's Toy Barn every 4 hours, Jumpin' Jellyfish every 8 hours, Slinky Dog Dash every 4 hours, Toy Soldiers Parachute Drop every 4 hours, and the Enchanted Tiki Room every 6 hours. So there are only 6 attractions now that drop trophies. Then you have characters. You have Jessie for 1 hour, Buzz for 2 hours, Bo Peep for 2 hours, Goofy for 2 hours, Mickey for 2 hours, Ham, Sarge, Woody for 4 hours, and then Fluido and Rex, which are the premium characters, all have 1 hour trophy drops. So that's it. So getting trophies became harder,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of consolidated that up. So before we get into it, what do you think about the change to that?
I don't like it. It used to be like this one was one of the less competitive ones where I could, send a few characters, but like you said, just with the attractions, making sure I collected those often enough was usually, if not the first round, the second round the event came, I could get the trophy without like having to try super hard. But
Right.
now it's like, I don't know. I wish it was a little bit more.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
also felt like some of the characters, it conflicted with me trying to work on tokens. So I had to make a decision.
yes. That happens in every event. That's on purpose.
Yeah.
That's on purpose, and I like that. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's good. I mean, I made the decision to go for trophies, like especially with Buzz.
Mm-hmm.
Like I made the conscious decision that I wanted to go for trophies, and
Mm-hmm.
I needed to continue to commit to that in order to get that golden trophy, and that's
Yeah.
part of the sacrifice you have to make. So I'm cool with that. But it used to be that people that were more experienced players had a significant advantage in the game.
Mm-hmm.
This levels the playing field a little bit more because all of the characters are pretty standard characters. Jesse, Bo
Yeah.
Peep, Buzz, Goofy, Mickey, Ham, Sarge, Woody, all early game characters. Pluto and Rex, early game premiums,
Mm-hmm.
and both worth it, both very worth it according to Is It Worth It, and I would still stand by that. And then Goofy's Playhouse, Al's Toy Barn, um, are the two regular ones. Then everything else is kind of premium in its own way. Jumpin' Jellyfish is Elixir. Slinky Dog Dash is premium, I think, just with money, right? Toy Soldiers, Parachute Drop, and Tiki Room are also gems, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Slinky Dog Dash is gems. I think those are all gem ones. They're all premiums. So, but regardless, I think that the playing field's much more level. I think that they did this alongside of the happiness when they changed the happiness to only be 6
Yeah.
on a field where people who had more attractions, had more characters, had more land were able to get like 30, 40 happiness, to start an event. So it was a significant advantage. So I like that they leveled the playing field for it. It definitely made for a more competitive event
Yeah.
because the leaderboards I feel are much more competitive now than they were. I usually was able to pretty easily coast in the top 50, and I was struggling this time. But that being said, let's talk about the event. Striking Gold 63 started on the 18th of August and ended on the 20th of August for 2 days. The prize was the Finding Nemo Gold Trophy, which is extremely valuable now that we know that gold trophies are something that we need for thrill zones.
Yeah.
I actually had a few like duplicates that I had just recently blown up before the thrill zones, and I'm very sad about that. So now, getting these trophies is much more desirable. That being said, they did change the rankings. Usually it was just the top 10, top 50 that would get the gold trophy. Now they had all the way to rank 200 to get the Finding Nemo gold trophy. So they definitely expanded that out, which was a good thing. So, lots of talking. AGeekyChick, how did you do in the event?
I didn't get it. I was in the I
No.
know, I was in the top 200 and then I I just forgot. I fell asleep or something for the day without checking in the game, and then I didn't think about it until logging in until after, and then I realized that it was over. So I just messed up. It was just I'm hoping that it comes around again and I don't forget.
Heaven forbid you should sleep.
Yeah, I
I
know.
I actually my strategy for this was that I was gonna sleep.
Yeah.
So I was checking hourly to make sure that I was just collecting as much as possible, as fast as possible. So I was trying my hardest to collect hourly. I was very busy at work, so it kind of went every 2 hours. But I was trying to just maximize as much as I could during the day and get as high as I could during the day, because at night I was just going to sleep. And so like I went from like rank 11 and to like rank 89 or something the first night. And then I worked my way back up to like 70 something. And then the second night I went down to like 140.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it was big drops.
That is a big drop.
Overnight, but at least I got sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, there were trophy events that I remember where I was up like every hour because I was up with my kid and just collecting trophies, and they were still crazy. So, but anyway, it was good. I was able to get the trophy. I'm pretty sure they have another one. They usually have two, and I'd love to get another one because want to start maxing out thrill zones. So, yeah, that's it for that. And then we just had the clams. The one called was it Don't Be Shellfish?
Yeah.
And that just began. It's clam tappers. Same thing. 10 every 4 hours. Total of 120. And I'm gonna probably not place. I definitely won't place top 50, so I won't get the 2 radiant chests. But I'm pretty confident that I'll fall in, to get at least one.
Yeah.
All right. Enough talking about that. Time for the Disney dad joke of the week. So, AGeekyChick, what did the 101 Dalmatians say after eating dinner?
I don't know. What did he say?
Whew, that hit the spot. Gotta love this one. Gotta love this show. All right. Anyway, let's move on. Is it worth it? We're gonna not do Is It Worth It again this week. We've had this segment on pause. We'll be coming back soon. We will move back onto the newest one segment. Safe to Store. Safe to Store is a segment where we discuss attractions that should be okay to put away, since we have limited land now, and we also have thrill zones to try to achieve, which requires more concessions and decorations to be put in our parks. So the last 2 weeks, to catch you up if you missed it, we've talked about Splash Mountain, the Princess Dressing Room, the Hollywood Tower of Terror, Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress, and Steamboat Willie, as ones that myself and my guests have chosen as things that could be safe to store. So let's start with AGeekyChick. AGeekyChick, what attraction do you think could be safe to store?
Well, I picked Jumpin' Jellyfish, but that was me not thinking that it could get gold trophies. But I'll still go with it. If you have it from Marlin, I believe it's 15,000 elixir. It drops 16 EXP and 185 magic every hours, and it's 10 by 10. It depends on where you are in the game, but it drops Fairy Wand, Michael Darling, Scar. But I figure there's no activities linked to it, so I think that's a good deal.
Yeah, I can't store Jumpin' Jellyfish now. One, because of the trophies. Two, because it drops what is it, Michael Darling ears?
Yeah.
Which I'm still collecting. So for me, I need it out.
Yeah.
So that's not something I could necessarily put away, but I definitely understand why you would think that.
Yeah.
I chose the Omnidroid City. The Omnidroid
I never even have that one out.
is flippin' huge. I do not have it out. I put it out a while ago when it was in storage for a long time. I put it out when I followed someone's guide to try to get like every attraction out, and like it was there, and then like it was the first thing that I ripped out. and was able to, put other things down. So the Omnidroid City, I'm pretty sure I got it in an Incredibles Legendary chest. It does say that you can buy it in Merlin's shop for 7,500 elixir. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what the wiki said. So does anyone not have Omnidroid City that's in Facebook chat right now that could verify this? Because I don't know. All right, so the Omnidroid City, it has a collect time of 4 hours. It drops Syndrome tokens and Jack ears. Okay, so those are good drops. Syndrome tokens are epic. Jack ears are legendary. So those are really good drops.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing I'll say about them is that if you have the Incredibles characters, there are plenty more ways to get Syndrome tokens and Jack ears than just relying on the Omnidroid City to drop them. It might make it go a little bit faster, but I think that for all the other things regarding this, I think that this might not be completely necessary. There is only one quest available for this attraction. It is Frozone. Frozone has an 8-hour quest, and all you get is the Beast Cravat Common token. Really? Really? Like, why even bother? So that is not worth it at all. But here's the kicker. It's 20 by 20. That's right. I said it. Listen again. It's 20 by 20. It is literally the size of a city. It takes up an entire plot of land where you could normally fit multiple attractions, multiple concessions, decorations. It's too big to be of any benefit in the park. And it is definitely something that is almost never, ever, ever out of my kingdom. What do you think?
Yeah, it's too big. It's usually like I save that for last, like when I'm arranging my kingdom. So then if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit oh well. And then the good thing is that it's event characters, so it's not main storyline. So even though it drops character tokens, it's not main storyline.
Right, exactly. And Angela, I'm just gonna say Angela Kramer, Angela. Thank you in the group. She said in the shop it is there for 7,500 elixir. It actually, according to the wiki, just went down from 15,000 to 7,500. It's not worth it if they gave it to you for free. So that's what I have to say about that. It's ridiculous. All right. So, feature reports. Feature report. Feature report. Feature report. Feature report is a segment where we talk about ideas or features that we want to see implemented into the game. I did not get any feature reports this week. So thank you for everyone for not submitting feature reports so we could get through the segment. No, I'm just kidding. Send in your feature reports. I want to see them. We want to hear your ideas. This is the first show in 43 episodes that we haven't had a feature report. AGeekyChick, do you have anything you'd want to see in the game? A feature report off the top of your head?
No, you can use when you're in Disney World, your happiness go down.
Yes. So we've talked about this before. When you're in Disney World, you should not be affected by happiness. You should have like Merlin's spell on you where your happiness doesn't get affected. Also, another great idea is when you're in Disney World that you can do some sort of special token or a task or something to earn like something special, like maybe even like an attraction. Like you can get like a some sort of attraction that's only obtainable if you're in a Disney park. And then we've expanded on that idea to allow for different locations to give you different things. Like if you're, I don't know what we talked about. Like if you're in Disneyland versus Disney World, or if you're in, if I could detect what park you're in, and then like you get like a Magic Kingdom decoration and an Animal Kingdom decoration. You know what I mean? Like just different
Yeah.
things like that. So yeah, I think adding geolocation to the game would be fun, um, as long as it's not always on and only when you're playing the game. We like our battery. But I think that's it. So there's my feature report. So we have one for today. Thank you, AGeekyChick, for suggesting that. All right. So we're going to go. We have a couple of questions. So let's just go into those. Elliot. Elliot asks, do you have any predictions on upcoming events or main storyline content? What do you think, E?
I really don't. There's still a lot that can be added, but I haven't. I know, what's that one everybody's talking about? Is it Hercules or Emperor's Groove? Something. I don't know. I know a lot of people keep talking about that, but I have no. I'd like to see Inside Out. That'd be fun.
Yeah. So I talked about this last week, and I think it's more not a prediction, but the obvious is that we're going to get a Frozen event in November.
Mm-hmm.
It aligns up very well to have a tower challenge then, which I'm sure they can add whatever characters are going to be introduced into Frozen 2, just like they did with Toy Story.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely see that as a possibility. My guess is they're going to add 3 characters, do something like Toy Story, where there's going to be a premium character that you can buy. Maybe another one you can earn through quests during the Tower Challenge. Maybe have something identical to that. So if you have Frozen characters, I highly suggest leveling them to 10. All of my Frozen characters are now maxed out, and I feel flippin' awesome about that, because it's going to be going to Frozen. I also think the Tower Challenge is going to be like Lion King, where it's going to be the whole Tower Challenge is going to be focused around Frozen. So there's going to, each chapter there'll be Frozen characters and attractions you can get. Each chapter there'll be Frozen as the premium collection, or there'll be Frozen characters mixed in with other characters, in all the slots. So really, I think if you have Frozen characters, it's at the end of August. You have September, October. You have like 2.5 months to max them out.
Mm-hmm.
I would say get it done. That's probably the best advice anyone can give you in this game right now, because I think that's a no-brainer. Other idea. I mean, so what else? Like I said, Mulan. I think Mulan is going to be in the game, because Mulan is having a live action. Also, I don't think they have a release date on that yet.
Oh yeah.
I think that's probably early 2020. So you have some time. I'm going to start working on getting them to 10 as well, but it's coming. So I'd work on them also, but I'd prioritize Frozen first. So those are my predictions. All right, and then Morgan asks, she's curious how Geeky feels about the new building upgrades and everything from the new update.
Okay.
So we haven't had you on since we had the big drop.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the thrill zones. We have what else changed? I'm trying to think.
The pedestal. And then the magic pedestal, but it's tied to the thrill zone.
Yeah, the thrill zone. We had the special wishes being added, which again ties to the thrill zone. They talked about the Nemo event, obviously. So I guess really, what do you think about the whole thrill zone thing? Are you thrilled?
I like the concept, because I've said a few times that I had finally given up on fitting everything in my park, and I had gone to more of a decorative kind of feel. So I already had a lot of decorations. Like I never got rid of my trophies. And so I'm okay with it. I felt, though, it still felt kind of like restrictive, like there's so many different things. Like I feel like they kind of took it like a step too far, with all the different categories of concessions and you needing to have so many of each of the categories and of the decorations and stuff, that kind of, I would have rather have just seen like this many concessions, this many decorations, uh, or it could even if they broke it down a little bit with the decorations, plants and things, but I felt like it was just a little too much. So now you can't even enjoy having things maybe match up with the themes because now you're like, oh, I really need this monument. So I know it doesn't match my theme, but I'm going to put it over here just to go, or, the same thing with the concessions, especially since they've changed it where you can't just easily get decorations and concessions. So it's not like you can just go buy and just have a duplicate of one. So I don't know. And even though it's forcing people to maybe to do a little more decoration, it also restricted us.
Yeah. It's very sneaky how they kind of slowly got rid of decorations,
Yeah.
They started changing it to have common tokens, and then they started, doing stuff, and then, yeah, I mean, then they enticed you by giving all of your decorations a lot of elixir value, which got me for sure. But yeah, I mean, decorations are definitely like hard to come by nowadays, and when you get a decoration chest, you don't feel too bad.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, good, I have some decorations. I like the idea of having different decoration types.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Something else sneaky that they put in, I think it was maybe 2 updates ago, was that they changed the size of some decorations. Do you remember that? Like
Yeah.
people, it would say like, things have been put back into your, into your inventory, and people are like, what's going on? And like, decoration size had changed. Some of them got smaller, some of them got bigger. Well, all the monuments got big. So there were a couple of monuments that were smaller.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now those are big, So like when you go to put out a monument, it's monumental.
Yeah.
And for it has it's on purpose. It's like that to force your building to kind of be more decorative. And it's interesting. I like the idea. What I'd really like to do, I'm more than overdue for a full kingdom rehaul.
Yeah.
Of just ripping everything out and then rebuilding from scratch. I especially like the idea with thrill zones, because then you can kind of start in the thrill zones and put down what you need, then can kind of work around that. I think that would be great content for you, AGeekyChick, to just have like a stream.
Yeah.
Put up a couple of streams, of you rebuilding your park, and kind of work the thrill zone. And again, I like it. I think that they went a little too far with the concessions. There's so many different types, the souvenirs and stuff. But all in all, I like it. I think it's a cool addition, and I think it forces you to be more of an individualist.
Yeah, and I like that the game has evolved. I was thinking this a while ago, but even more now. Like, I wonder what second device or something and start playing the game, and like what is it like playing as a new player with the building upgrades, the thrill zones, and the different changes, the chests. Like it's a different game, but I think that's good in order for the game to stay relevant and to keep old players and bring new players. So I think it's good.
That was something that I did with my Hearthstone podcast when I was playing
Mm-hmm.
Hearthstone. I actually started playing it again. If you're interested in card games and you like fantasy,
Oh, I gotta add you in the game.
Hearthstone's a fun game. I was multi-legend player. Yeah, so Hearthstone's good. But something that I did for my Hearthstone show was that there was a lot of changes that they were making in the game, because a lot of the discussion was about the new player experience, and how new players had a really hard time coming into the game because of the way that the structure. So the game developers put a lot of time and effort into the new player experience. So I did that. I made a new account, and I did a couple of segments each week. Well, I did a segment where I followed it over a couple of weeks. Just like, remember, I did the like test how many players home segment.
Yeah.
I did the same thing where I started a new account, and I kind of documented how it felt as a new player to kind of go through the motions. And so it'd be interesting to do that for Disney Magic Kingdom also. That might be a fun, I'm going to just keep giving you ideas, but that might be a fun side project to do for you, where you could maybe even just like record those, not even live stream them, but record them and, just, go through that. And then those could be like supplemental videos for you.
Yeah. I mean? Yeah, I've been thinking about it because it's different. It's not the game we started.
Yeah, and I think people would enjoy following that along. I know I would. I'd love to watch that. Just to have that on the background while I'm doing stuff, because I just don't have time to do that.
Yeah.
But I'd love to kind of follow along someone else's adventures.
Yeah.
Just don't spend. And the important thing too is when you do the new player experience, don't spend any money. No real money.
Free to play. Mm-hmm.
You have to get the free to play experience as part of that. That's at least what I found very valuable. Yeah,
because I definitely am not on my regular one.
No, so, sure. I get it. One thing that actually there was one thing that we did, because they introduced something called the beginner's bundle, which gave you like a legendary card and a whole bunch of chests, and it was a one-time purchase. And I think it was $5, which is an insane price. So I think like the free to play players, they were saying you could be free to play, except you could spend $5 on this one bundle, because it was just so ridiculous not to. So, but anyway, enough jibber jabber about that. That's it. That wraps up the show. Thank you everyone for participating and joining us today. We'll stick around on YouTube. On Facebook for a few more minutes after the show ends. If you want to ask us some more questions or just chat for a few. We did not get any new 5-star ratings or 5-star reviews this week. If you can, please go ahead and leave us one. AGeekyChick, do you have a shout out?
I don't have a shout out. Shout out to everybody.
Yep, shout out to everyone. Shout outs are quiet this week. We're not even shouting. We're kind of whispering out. Thanks, everybody. Next week's show, Kathy Clausen, personal friend, comes over to my house again for another in-person show.
That's exciting.
Next week's show will be delayed to Thursday the 29th. So Thursday the 29th will be the show because of my wedding anniversary. So
congratulations.
I'm not going to do that on Wednesday because then it might be my divorcery. So anyway, Thursday the 29th will be next week's show at the usual time of 9 p.m. The following week, I'm happy to announce that Amy DeVore from the Facebook group Disney Magic Kingdoms with Amy, Sam, and Roxanne will be joining me for the following week to, I guess, wrap up the event at that point. I've started talking with her, and her group is great, and I'm really excited to have her on. That show will be starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Time due to scheduling conflicts because she is on the other side of the country.
Oh.
So that's about it. So we have 2 awesome shows coming back up. So thank you, AGeekyChick, once again for joining us. As always. If you want to be more involved with the show, you can follow us on Twitter at ATK Podcast and like our Facebook page at facebook.com/ATK Podcast. You'll find out before anyone else about any breaking news that we hear, information on contests and giveaways, when new shows are published, and of course my ramblings and photos from my day-to-day playing. The show's Facebook group is up, and it's a great way to easily interact with me and other fans of the show to talk about our favorite game. The link to our Facebook group will be in the show notes and can also be found on the show's main Facebook page. Also, you can write into the show. Our email address is aroundthekingdompodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's aroundthekingdompodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about the show, what's working, what's terrible, or any other topic you want to write in about, or even if you just want to say hi. We are on YouTube. If you want to watch the show and see me and my awesome guests, please head on over and subscribe to our channel, like the video, and smash the bell to get notified when a new show goes live. The link to our channel will be in the show notes. Also, don't forget to join our Discord channel to chat with all of us. If you want to help support the show, please head on over to iTunes, subscribe to the podcast, and leave us a 5-star review. Doing this is quick and easy, costs you nothing, but helps us greatly to be seen by other people so they can enjoy the show also. All 5-star reviews will be read at the end of each episode. Listening to the show is all we could really ask for, but if you do want to help support us in another way, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/AroundTheKingdom. We have a goal of getting 2 more Patreons for our show in the month of August, so you can be that person that helps us get there. This is a great way to show your support for the show for about $1 an episode. All Patreons will get a special shout out at the beginning of each episode. Again, it's patreon.com/AroundTheKingdom. The link will be in the show notes. Thanks again for joining us this week. I hope that you're enjoying the event. And I'm Steve Squirrel. For myself and AGeekyChick, we hope you have a great night, and we will see you around the kingdom next week.
Bye, everyone.